but we are happy to be here and happy to have you here with us. Um, so we're here tonight, everyone. Welcome. We are going to be talking to the wonderful Atasha James, who is a childhood friend of mine and an amazing trailblazer, mom, partner, entrepreneur, educator. She is overly committed to education and access and school choice, and leaving a legacy for her family. So that's my little brief intro, and we're excited to have her as a part of our Unbossed but Bothered conference in Maryland this year. But Atasha, I'll give you the floor so you can do an introduction of yourself.
Well, I love that you said overly committed because sometimes it does feel like it's an overcommitment for sure. Um, are you muted, Tamika?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, hi everybody. Good night. I hope it's Taco Tuesday and you guys are doing something fun and relaxing while you're here tonight with us. I'm Atasha James and I am a Buffalo native. I have two wonderful children. I've been in education since probably like 2000, 1999. That wasn't the path that I had originally set to live my life out doing. I was pre-med, had finished, I had just finished anatomy and physiology when like the universe said, okay, you're not going to do good with blood. You're kind of smart. What are you going to do? I'm like, holy crap. I don't know. What am I going to do? Um, but at that time, I was, I had taken a job off campus that paid like $10 an hour. I had a car and it was tutoring kids how to read. And so like for me, I'm the second of five kids. And I thought the last thing I ever wanted to do was commit my life to other kids because it was like such a thing, like raising your siblings. So I was like, it doesn't seem like a future I want. And I really didn't want to be, I thought, like I wanted to do something bigger, better, because of like what you hear about the industry. And quite frankly, it just didn't look representative of like somebody is like cool and like all those things. So it was like, I'm not sure if this is the club I want to commit to. But I went on ahead and did it. I started teaching third grade at Cheektowaga Central Middle School. And that was crazy because it was around the time when politically the bus wouldn't go out to Cheektowaga. And a young woman, rest her soul, she was represented by the famous attorney, what was his name? Johnny
Cochran.
Cochran.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And, like it was during that time. I was one of the first teachers of color they hired there, believe that or not. Um, but I taught third grade one year, and that was not necessarily my favorite ministry, dealing with small kids. So I was pre-med. I love, though, being a middle school science teacher. I taught earth, life, and physical science. And when I tell you, I thought there was nothing better that you could do, like ever. Um, but during that time, I started taking like student teachers and things like that. And they offered me money to teach at the Teacher Education Institute to start my doctoral studies. And then from there, things just end up spiraling and taking its own pathway. And then so like the rest is history, and I'll leave that to you guys to value up some cool questions. But I actually get to like live in my purpose and do all the things. So I'm pretty lucky in that respect.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to hold that comment about middle school science because I don't know that Mason would agree that he
He
that
just didn't have me as a teacher. I'm telling you, it would have been an entirely different experience
yes.
for him.
So I might have to make that connection so he can hear it from someone who might give him a different energy about.
Yes, 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 yes.
So Quan and I are gonna go back and forth on the questioning. So Quan, I'll throw it over to you.
So we want to know, like, what made you decide, like, yes, I want to join the Unbossed but Bothered conference. Like, what draw you to that?
Um, well, first of all, like Tomika said, she's with, and that's a whole nother story. But Tomika and I were connected at the hip, and I saw that her mom, Miss Deb, is on the call. The phone would ring after school, and she'd be like, "Here, Tomika." Like one parent dropped off, another picked up. Like we go back like that. And so watching her and her husband's career as well, life takes its, turns and things like that. But Tomika's somebody who I respect with the utmost. And more importantly, When you guys brought me on to talk about the fortitude and like a group of ambitious women who probably had full plates anyway, deciding to take on something else to change the world is exactly like my ministry and cup of tea. And so finding tribes when you're in a space where, you know, you're just an anxious idealist who wants to persist and like make impact, it seems like the right fit. So that was an easy one for me.
What are you most looking forward to being able to share with people who are coming to the conference? So the women that are going to be in that space, what are you hoping they'll walk away from and they'll learn from you?
So, whew, that's a big one. I think really like the idea of building your own chair, building your own table, and being unbothered are all phrases and they come with things, right? It's like, why would we be bothered in the first place? And what does it mean now to be an evolved woman who is unbothered? And what does it mean like to be a carpenter and build your own thing? And so sometimes women um, come into different spaces with attitudes and dispositions that don't necessarily serve them when you want to be a trailblazer. Like I want women to walk away knowing you had to make a decision, right? You like you're when you were young, your mom or grandmother would say something like you can't have ass it. You got to put your whole ass into anything that you're going to do
Say that.
and be unbothered and be okay with taking space up to make your mistakes and learn and grow in service to humanity. Because here's the deal. What I want to leave women with like is just this idea, this notion that you know, for so long, there were so many people who have had the right to make decisions and blew it, right?
Mm,
They didn't serve us well. Like all of us here, we're not behind bars for tax evasion, right? And so we're doing our part as citizens to make the world better. We trust the people who are in positions of power to do better and be better. And when that doesn't happen, it's like, what next? Are you going to sit and be sad and, you know, take on a apathetic stance towards the world? Are you just going to even get more angry and like let that combust into a new vision, a new idea of possibilities? That so what if it doesn't necessarily work? What does work mean
Yeah.
today?
mm,
Right? We know that we're in a system that wasn't designed to work for us anyway, right? And so when we talk about, for me, the difference between when you rehab a house or rebuild a house,
Mm.
right? We're at a point in society where, look, we need new construction, right? We need a new construction company. Like, I don't want to rebuild a damn thing that was left behind.
Mm-hmm.
I actually want to do an autopsy and figure out what was the power play that allowed for you to like subjugate and like do ungodly things to people in communities.
yeah.
We want to publicize that this was the wrong track
Mm.
and to let women of color know that almost anything that has been amazingly beautiful and impactful has been by our grace and our mercy to
Mm,
do better by the people who we serve on a daily basis. And that's it. That's all. And so, like, when you set your mind to it, no matter what, when you find community and you find tribe, I firmly know and believe that anything is possible. And so, I want folks to understand and know you do not have to be anything but you in order to like blaze this world, period. And so, like, I hope to be able to share with folks, like, well, I would say I'm just a regular person. I know that that is not the case. I firmly believe I'm a superhero sent here to like do amazing
yeah.
things. But that superhero is with everybody, right? And it's like, when are you going to activate that and then decide that you're going to like literally leave a trail behind? And that's what I want to do.
Uh,
Yeah.
Look, I got chills. Had like so much. I mean, and then just the way you just wrap that out. I know our other co-founder, Justia, said she want ladies to leave this conference with a. She want them to experience something supernatural. So the alignment is there. We didn't ask you to say that.
Right.
The alignment is definitely there. So I want to ask, just as we look at the sentiment of what's going on with women right now, and you touched it a little bit, and we talk about unbossed but bothered. So many women, they have done everything that they're supposed to do. They've checked every box.